One moment. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as legal advice. Today marks the day where we're talking about the SF 1416 for the final process of Patrick Devine and his great work that set himself free. We are covering the final process recordings of the GSA forms that have not been heard in 8 years. It is important to note, while I am your guide in this course, I am not the originator of this information. The insights we will explore have been brought to light by many great gurus, including Patrick Devine. His tireless research and dedication led him to uncover a remedy for freeing oneself from the monetary system. After 9 years and over 5,560 documents, essays, and submissions to various governmental entities, Patrick Devine discovered the key to liberation in 2016. Then he disappeared and said, "Now it's up to you to set yourselves free." This live class with 100 students will cover the final process of Patrick Devine's great work, as well as information from others who helped him along the way. Let's begin. All right. Exciting stuff today. Finally, I did something super exciting. We're going to start with Creditor Academy updates as per usual. And first of all, I just got to say, I'm excited to go ahead and talk about very briefly, as I do at the beginning of class, the vision of what it is that we're trying to put together here at Creditor Academy. I have been speaking about the vision now for months, and I would repeat it and whatnot. I've also emphasized the importance of leadership as it is over your employees and your staff of not only your business, but also your private bank. I have done only a verbal explanation of this before. And, I had such a request from people to be like, hey, Paul Michael, I want to see your vision a little more clearly. And I would love to have a visual step-by-step where it is that you are leading us. And I thought that was such a fantastic idea. There is the first rule of leadership I try to abide by as much as I possibly can, which is the first rule of leadership is everything is your fault. Everything. I can't blame it on anybody else. So if you don't know what the vision is, I cannot blame you for not knowing what it is. It means that I did not present it in a way that was digestible or meaningful enough for you to understand where I'm leading all this. So now I have a one-page visual reference for the vision that we are going to be embarking on. And I'd like to share that with you now. Give me one moment. Okay. Here's a visual presentation. This is called The Vision by Creditor Academy. Learn financial sovereignty based off of the teachings of Patrick Devine. This is a great illustration to kind of just show you where this is all leading and why I am, how I'm structuring Creditor Academy. So the vision is this. Here is your starting point. You are starting here, and this is you. The whole focus is for us to take control of your straw man. And when you take control of your straw man, this is what leads you down your road or the path to remedy. In order to really go down the road or path of remedy, we really need to break down what it means to be operating in the private. And everything that's revolved around the private is based off of two things: business and banking. There is nothing else, and there's nothing more but business and banking. The majority of individuals that get into the truth movement, whether they're following a guru or want to do an SBC process or are trying to do processes for remedy like GSA forms, administrative processes, or whatever it is that they're really trying to do to remedy their bills, debts, discharges, and all that, mostly jump to the private bank first. Now, that's a very risky thing to do, and I'll tell you why. When you're going in right into operating your private bank without learning how to do operating in the private in the begin with, anything that you mess up with your private bank is really messing up your life, because you're getting yourself into a contractual obligation with the Treasury Department, the State Department, the feds. A lot of you send even notices internationally to different organizations like Puerto Rico or the UN. And what it is if you really don't know how to operate in the private, and now you're contractually obligating yourself to these governmental entities that you want to operate in a certain way without properly executing how to operate, you're really going to dig yourself into a hole that's going to be more and more difficult to get out of. And most people, what they do is they stick their heels in, and they go deeper instead of saying, hey, maybe I should step back and think about what I'm doing. So what we want to do is we want to get you used to operating in the private that doesn't negatively affect your life. And that's why I say everybody should start with a business. A business doesn't affect you. It's its own separate entity, and you can operate a business, and if anything goes wrong, you can dissolve it without it ruining your life. And that's why I say everybody should start off with business and trust. Well, what are the things about a business? Well, everything that you do in business mirrors exactly what you're going to do in banking. So some of the things about your business is recruiting and staffing, coming up with a business plan, doing sales and marketing, doing human resources, and utilizing software solutions in order to operate your business. You're going to be generating an income. This income is important because when you get to the banking side and you start operating in commerce, well, what is that? That's doing business. So the two marry together. You cannot do one without the other. They are really intertwined. So I start everybody here. We have a business trust course already up and available. You can email trust@creditoracademy.com and go ahead and reach out to find out more information about our business trust course, or schedule an appointment with the sales representative to tell you what it's all about. But this is what I'm building. I have a whole back office. I give you recruiting and staffing. I help you with your business plan. We do sales and marketing strategy. We help you with your human resources, which is the backbone of your business. And we get you software solutions. And a lot of you are entrepreneurs, and we want to help you have your business grow to get you income for what we're going to do as our ultimate goal, which is getting to the private banking later. The second process of this is the final process, is Patrick Devine. It's what the majority of you are here for. We have one course that is up and live right now that you can take. It's called the Structure of Your Private Bank course. You can email classes@creditoracademy.com and sign up for the Structure of Your Private Bank course. It's great. We meet every Wednesdays and Fridays. It's a live class. Plus, we give you the recording. Plus, we give you an ebook. Plus, you can ask questions. Plus, you could take the class as many times as you like. It is really the foundation of all of your learning. I teach how Patrick Devine used the 3 EINs, how like you purchase property, discharge thing. I mean, stuff I don't talk about on YouTube, because if you've been with me for the last couple months, my stuff gets shut down all the time. So the Structure of Your Private Bank course is very important. The one that people are really itching for is establishing a UCC contract trust. These are all your documents that you send out or Patrick Devine sent out for him to establish with the TT&L, the Treasury Department, and noticing, Puerto Rico and so many other places. We're going to go into detail about what he did and how he accomplished it, as well as the reasoning on why he did it as well. Business trust course, like I said, I start people off with that course over here, but it's available right now. The business trust course is really great. We already have people taking the course and are already being able to open up bank accounts in the private using CPN numbers and being able to get credits and build their credits for their business trust as well. And also moving property and assets inside of their trust. It's a very great course. I really do think it's the foundation by which everybody should be learning. The next one, we'll be having the tribe course. The tribes is really important. It's your community. Now, this community could be 2 or more people. It could be you and your wife. It could be you and another associate. Or honestly, you could start your own tribe to bring other people into it. But the tribes is so important because it's by way of which you will be operating in the private. Tribes, as Patrick Devine has explained before, is the way that he established property in the private with land patents, how he used his vehicle to drive privately. The tribes covers so many aspects because here, as we know with the federal government as it relates to tribes, they get their own benefits. They get government funding. They get their own police force. They get their own sanctioned land, you know, totally separate thing. So we have a whole tribes corps that goes deep into how to structure or be a part of a tribe. And finally, the remedy series. The remedy series is basically, as I've explained many times, there's hundreds of processes, whether it's the GSA forms, bill of exchange, administrative process, or what have you. There are so many different remedies. I think the big difficulty, at least for me in my journey, was everything was written in a book. Like I was just like, can someone just have a little step-by-step? That would be really helpful. But also, can I have an advisor? We have Divine Advisors now at Creditor Academy. We're just forming that. And part of the remedy series is we have professional advisors who have done these remedies hundreds of times for themselves, and we develop courses for each one. And then you can take the remedy series to kind of get the big picture of what the process is, but then you can book an appointment with the advisor to kind of learn more about maybe unique situations, not to give legal advice. Then finally, after everything is established here, we lead into the private banking. The private banking, as I mentioned before, is you have your board of directors. You also have your staff. The staff that I promote for not only the business and the private bank that I recommend is international staff. We source from 18 different countries from our human resources department. You can pull these staff from anywhere with various different backgrounds of education. I right now am hiring master's degree paralegals and attorneys to do my business and banking. And they're really resourceful. They're really great. And it's also very cost effective. I mean, getting an attorney is so expensive here in the United States, especially for the internal legal stuff that you're going to be doing. These attorneys cannot represent you legally in the United States, just to be very clear. But they are great at writing contracts, doing policies and procedures, doing research projects and all of that. And how cost effective they are for $400 to $600 a month for 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, really is a game changer. And if you've ever ran a business before, or you currently do, it's a lot of responsibility that you're taking on to run that business, to satisfy your clients, to do your back end work. And having a back office that's cost effective with the right professionals, especially in the virtual market that we live in now, where everybody's working from home on their computer and doing business from their computer, this makes the worldwide recruiting and staffing network possible to help out our clients. Now, if you're in contracting or building houses, you still need to source locally, but we also do that as well. We find local resources for your business as well. Then you have your declaration of contracts for your private bank and your business and banking plan, where those two things come together. Now, what is the overall envisionment? Well, your tribes or your board of directors are earning income through your businesses, and you're doing your banking processes for your business to where you are looking to now house all of these assets. Here at Creditor Academy, even myself, I want to house my assets outside of a commercial bank. I don't want to do commercial banks. I've dealt with them for years, and for many of you, you've dealt with them as well. And you know how difficult that they can be. So we are establishing our own private bank. We're choosing a state still. We have a couple in mind, but we are looking to go ahead and open a private bank for everybody to house their assets in. And we have a whole plan on how we want to do business in the private with our private bank and to do business with others. So this is a little quick description of the vision that I've been explaining so many times in class. I hope this makes sense. I hope this is a good, quick snapshot to give you the understanding of where it is that I'm leading you on this. And really, overall, even with all these courses, I'm trying to teach you how to be a boss, how to manage people, and I utilize the leadership principles of Amazon to be able to guide my teams. And also, I use that in combination with the vision itself. Are there any questions about the vision before we get into today's topic of discussion, which is about the GSA form SF 1416? Show of hands. Nice. Okay. That means it's clear cut. I'm glad I did that then. James Cole, let's go to you. If you got one question, I would love to hear it. You're on mute. Well, might not know how to unmute. Oh, well. Jay, let's go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Paul. I was clicking actually on my tile.
I feel
on the tile and not in the footer.
Oh, man, it was right there. It's all good.
If it was a snake, it would have bit me.
Yeah.
I was curious with the vision, and I do appreciate, again, the way you even cast your vision and the repetitiveness of it. And I see also how it progresses. I guess the curious question is, with all the teaching and the training that you're bringing us through, kind of like, I guess, building like an alumni, have you considered like a certification?
There's no certification. It's you're in the club or you're outside of the club.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. You come to the private bank, we're going to know if you're in the club or not.
Okay.
Because the treasury is going to be like, they're in the club or they're not in the club. You know, it's all about your communication. So there is no certifications. If you did it right, you'll find out.
And if I could, and I understood what you just said with regards to being in, but I think I'm thinking on the other side where you're developing your team and your brand as far as onboarding your staff and your teachers and your professors.
Right.
Are you, I guess, creating an incentive for us to kind of go through the coursework and then qualify to be able to teach or to train? That type of certification?
Yes, so that's a great question. That's actually Devine Advisors. I've been talking about this last couple of weeks with my staff. There have been, I mean, in the movement itself, there's many great gurus who are giving great information out there, and they get remedy and they do it. And what happens is they go on the internet and they say, "Hey, dude, I got remedy. Hey, everybody, I got remedy. Hey, I got, look, I got the 1099B or C, excuse me, cancellation of debt. I got remedy." And those individuals then get the flood of emails and correspondences from people who are like, "Hey, please do that for me." Okay. And they become so inundated with people. They are just like, "Wow, great. I want to create a business out of this overnight." And they're just like, no organization, no forethought, no putting any detail in. Just, okay, pay me money, I'll consult you. Well, the issue with that, as it is with many things in business, is you can't disseminate the correct information for every individual in 1 hour. You know, you got to read everybody's contract. I mean, when you see an attorney and you say, hey, I want your services for a court case, what does the attorney say? Let me see your contracts, your correspondences, your late payments, or what you're being charged with, whatever it may be. And they do a deep dive, and then they write out a plan for that. The Advisors is a program where we're calling upon everybody who has received remedy at a high level, and we double check everybody and vet them. And what we do is we say, you will begin if you come into our Advisors. What the Advisors are there to do is to do that same thing, is to do only 1 hour appointments with people a couple times a month. But here's the difference. The difference is that the individuals that we take on for these Advisors is board of directors of private banks that already have their own staff. So now they have their own legal team that knows their stuff intimately. They read the contracts. They went and did the deep dive. So now it's two highly functional, educational people talking to one another. So now I made my Advisor's job easy. They said, attorney, tell me what's going on. Well, they signed this, they did this, they did this. I was going to do this process, this process, this process. We're going to send this correspondence and this correspondence, and I expect back maybe this, or this response. And then this is my plan to go ahead and thereafter. And then the Advisor can give their input. No, I don't think, maybe you need to consider this. Or, well, I see where you're going, but here's a thing that you're not thinking about. And now things become a lot more efficient. Now when the Advisor steps away, now that employee knows what to do with the rest of their 40 hours a week of work that they need to do to complete the case.
Yeah, thanks so much for explaining that, because I definitely, of course, am interested being a teacher and a coach, and to differentiate from the, the wild, wild west. I got it. There's
exactly
folks out there just running off the hip, but to be able to know I got the stamp where I have the seal and I've been verified, vetted through a board, to be able to know, hey, I'm in a position where I'm an official. I'm not wild, out here just in the alleyways. I heard a gentleman say this one time, the difference between the pharmacy and the street peddler, drug dealer, is having a license.
Having a license, that's it. That's all the difference.
And so, yeah, thanks so much for answering for that.
No
but
problem.
I would love to almost have it to where it's something that's coveted, where it's like, hey, I've been through Paul Michael's process. I've been vetted. So if that is the question of, oh, is this another wild, wild west guy, gunslinger? No, I have people who can back me up and certify I've been through this course thoroughly, been vetted. And of course, the other things that are intangible, dealing with the integrity, character, and those virtual things that, of course, that are measured in an environment of people who are fair dealing and of right spirit. But thanks so much. I appreciate it.
No problem, James. Absolutely. Jay, let's go to you. Questions about the vision. Jay. All right. Then if not, I will go on with my class presentation today, where we will go over the S.
Hello there.
Oh, there you go.
You can hear me now. Sorry, this is my first time with this Google thing, so I was just trying to figure out.
I hear it. Go for it, and then I'll go into my class presentation.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Like you said, I believe that you're creating history 100%. The first time I've seen someone who's very professional in the whole approach, setting things up, 100% agree. My question is, I'm from New Zealand. Do you have advisors or people right now that are in your team from New Zealand?
Yes, absolutely. I have two things to say to that. One, I have my international group. We maybe have 15 people, and that's growing all the time, where I kind of just meet with them on a regular weekly basis. I missed a meeting today that was really important. I'm sorry about that. Is Ann here? I'm sorry, Ann, missed that meeting. But overall, yeah, we have people from Australia, Germany, New Zealand. I mean, all over Europe. Yeah, it's very big as far as our international group, because I have an international project that I'm doing with that group. And then the second thing I like to say to that is the actual staff are all international. I source from South America Asia, Africa, 18 different countries in total. And I mean, they're available for anybody who wants international staff at an affordable price.
That's fabulous, because that's one of the things I think for us, it's been difficult because we've been following the mainly you guys in America, but then it's trying to figure out how that translates to our country. And that's like we've now got two jobs, not only learning, but then now we've got to figure out the law here, the documents, and which are very different, and it's just like time consuming. And
yes,
it's brilliant. This is why I love what you're doing, because like you said, most of us, like I'm a caregiver for a 95-year-old mom. I don't have much time. I just want someone to do what you're doing and just say, hey, you know, fantastic. You know, let's work. Whoever's doing the work needs us to come up with all these things.
Hire staff, meet an advisor who's 100%. A professional. I mean,
100%.
Can't make it any easier than that.
Thank you so much. You're creating history, man. Appreciate it. Thank
I'm
you.
all for it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you for the other hand raises. Let me get to today's discussion. I mean, we're going over the SF 1416 and Patrick Devine on how he utilized that. Then I'll answer questions at the end of class. Let me start here. Okay. Okay. This is the SF 1416. This is for the payment bond that Patrick Devine used for his final process. Now, as we have been going through each one of these GSA forms, pretty much we are been covering we've already covered the SF30 for the contract, and we also covered the SF 1414, which is for the consent of the surety. Now this is the instructions for the payment bond as a contractor's labor bond, done with the various government entities like this, the bank, the state of, the Fed, and whatnot. And this is done through the GSA, the General Service Administration. Patrick Devine, in his process, was to liquidate the performance in the payment bonds, as he elucidated that they were part of a fidelity bond. And by going ahead and liquidating these bonds, he could settle the debts for all of his properties, cars, licenses, titles to the vehicle, and so on. So we're going to go through this form on how Patrick Devine did it. So we start with the very top, which is the date bond executed. So depending on what document is being referenced here, some people, like for example, if how Patrick Devine referenced his social security number for the SF30, the 1414, 1416, 1418, the date of the bond of execution for his surety was the birth date and birth year of the SSN number. So he was born in, I believe, 1952, if I'm not mistaken. And so he put that up here. Now, let's get into the principal and the sureties. Who can tell me, according to Patrick Devine's teachings, who the principal agent of the payment bond would be?
That'd be yourself.
Your individual banker.
You got it. You guys are getting this really well. That it was the individual banker. So he put his first and last name, his title as the individual banker, and the address of the secured party for the individual banker. And what type of organization is an individual banker?
Individual.
Oh, you got it. Nothing gets past you.
Private individual.
Okay.
Yep, private.
Yep. That's private. Absolutely. And there is no state of incorporation. Does anybody know why there's no state of incorporation?
Because it's
Because you're
private.
not chartered by them.
Exactly. It's not chartered. You didn't do business with it. You're running an unincorporated private bank. Now, going into the next section here, the sureties and business address. Who is the, let's use an example of Patrick Devine when he used his SSN number. Who was the surety of the SSN number?
The debtor.
The debtor.
Yeah.
The debtor.
Michael,
I had a question about the state of incorporation. So do we write NA or none, or just leave it blank?
Either one. I'm not here to say anything specific, but just nothing specific in that space. Patrick Devine didn't write anything.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, and when Patrick Devine wrote his all caps name, the SSN surety, what he did is he wrote actually the same verbiage that was on his non-UCC. Does anybody remember what the verbiage was on the non-UCC for his debtor?
The bail or, I believe.
Close. That's a good one. Not quite. It was written in the debtor section of his non-UCC.
SS Motmain?
No. Some of you are getting out your non-UCCs right now. I'm like, what did I write?
All cap name.
No.
It's a for-profit.
Talked about the civility for surety and for profit.
It's the for-profit corporation.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. He wrote a UCC Social Security surety for a private for-profit corporation. So, and then he wrote the address of his debtor right beneath that. Okay, now we go into penal sum of bond. Can anybody tell me what Patrick Devine discussed as what was the purpose of writing in the millions, thousands, hundreds, cents column of the penal sum of the bond? What was he trying to accomplish? No one knows?
To determine the value?
Not to determine the value.
So he have enough in there to liquidate or pay his bills, pay his debts off?
Yeah, pretty close. The purpose is to give the specifics on how much to liquidate.
Yeah, I see, because so you liquidate, put enough in there so you can liquidate or pay off his debts.
Well, this is not putting anything into anything. This does not add to an account. It doesn't. The bond is already insured. And once something is already insured, just like an insurance bond, you can pull from whatever that penal sum of the bond is worth. So now you can
you're right, Paul Michael. You're right. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
So so this is just giving the specifics based upon how much you want to draw for the liquidation. The contract date, for example, with the SS or the UCC Social Security surety example that we're using, the contract date of that surety was the birth date of Patrick Devine. And the contract number of the SSN Social Security surety was what? Who can tell me what Patrick Devine put for his surety contract number?
Birth date.
Nope.
His social security number.
Social security number.
A state. A
That's
state.
it. Yep, super easy stuff. Absolutely, absolutely, exactly right. And yeah, that's what he did there. And
I didn't hear the answer.
go ahead, someone repeat the answer.
Social security number.
Certificate of live birth number.
Not certificate of live
Thank
birth.
you.
Okay, now going on conditions, the principal has entered into a contract identified above. The above obligation is void if the principal promptly makes payment to all persons or claimants having a contract relationship with the principal or a subcontractor of the principal for furnishing labor, materials, or in both the prosecution of work provided for in the contract identified above and any duly authorized modifications thereof. Notice of those modifications to the sureties are waived. So this is all about labor. That's what this is. This is the contractor surety, and that's why Patrick Devine went so deep in his final process about the payment labor bonds. Okay, now we're in the principal section. So the first question is, according to Patrick Devine, what is the names and title of the principal?
Your name and your individual banker.
That's it. I mean, guys, this stuff is not difficult whatsoever. And then finally, we have this section, the individual sureties, surety or sureties. What is, according to Patrick Devine, the names and title of the surety?
Your straw man, all caps.
That's it. That's it. And who can tell me what the, according to Patrick Devine, is the corporate seal?
Your thumbprint. Your thumbprint.
That's it. That's it. Well, congratulations, y'all. That is the entire form for the payment bond for other than construction contracts. Any questions? We'll go to Deb Hargrove. Deb. All right, we'll go to Billion Cortez. Oh, Deb, you are so mute. It's so low.
Okay, hi, this is Amelia.
Hi, Amelia.
First of all, I just want you to know this is my second time on here, and I am just so grateful and thankful to my Heavenly Father that you exist. I just want you to know that because you are an amazing instructor and a leader. And I'm so looking forward to continuing educating with myself through your process and your way of teachings. I did jump in a little late. I'm got to make sure I don't do that again. Is this going to be recorded because I missed the first part of it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're live on Facebook Live right now. We have a little over 100 people watching live on YouTube right now, and then you can view it at any time after this.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was my question. Thank you so much for you.
No problem. I'm happy to be of help and service. And, you know, I went through the same kind of journey you all went through, and it's frustrating. It's a lot of work. So I'm here to hopefully help a lending hand, but I can't do it alone. I have a great team behind me. I have almost 40 staff working full and part-time to put this dream together. And I have people from all these different countries. So, you know, I'm just glad to be a talking voice, but really there's a great staff behind me.
Yes, noticing that you've shared that, and it's wonderful to know that that's a resource that we have available.
Yeah, definitely.
And so much.
No. Okay, Deb, you want to try again? Deb. Okay,
can you hear me now?
Oh, you like in a tunnel. You gotta speak into the microphone. Oh my God. What the? All right, let's go to DB.
I'll have to talk to you later.
All right, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Paul.
Hey,
What's
buddy.
going on? I ain't get to get in last class because I couldn't ask, but I'm trying to liquidate to take off my child support.
Yeah.
And, when you said about the solicitation, wouldn't I put my court case, the document number, in the solicitation box instead of the modification box? So my 1 in 10A, that's the one I would do if I'm going towards the court case.
Well, I mean, as Patrick Devine taught, he did the modification of the contract with the contractor ID number, which was the solicitation number in the SF30 as the court case itself. So when he went in and did that, yes, he referenced the court case number in both the contract ID and marked it as a solicitation on the SF30.
Right. Okay. Last question. I'm trying to be a part of the team, been trying to be, but they said that y'all had put something on hold, and then I ain't never heard nothing back from it. You know what's the update on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our HR team is doing such a great job, and we have added some people onto our HR administration team. We are looking for HR professionals and administrators that are really into organization. And it's because our HR division for the international recruiting and staffing has already taken off. We have like 7 board of directors groups that are already started. We're looking for employees for them. We're already getting the staffing organized. And that concentration on now that influx from the international side and reviewing all those resumes, doing the background checks, checking references, checking with their schools to make sure that they're accurately portraying the education level that they have, while also setting them up with the payroll, because we do all the payroll for all the international people too. In addition to all those internationals, now we got the volunteer side, which is hundreds of people. So you got a couple hundred from the volunteers. Now we're doing the internationals. Now we got the board of directors. So we are trying to really beef up our HR team. And that's why we're kind of just looking to maximize our HR efforts who want to join the team with their administrative roles. So we're doing the best that we can. It's not that we wanted to ignore you or anything. We will get back to people, but at the moment, we're just kind of looking for very specific positions.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks for all you're doing, Pimp. Keep up the good work.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Let's go to Marlon. Marlon, let's go to you.
Hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so good, Marlon. What's up?
Okay, look, I got a quick question. All right, so your seal, your corporate seal, I noticed that you have a principal and individual sureties and also say seals. Am I supposed to only put my corporate seal where the principal is?
Yeah, that's what Patrick Devine did is he put his corporate seal. He also, yeah, he had a corporate, like a seal, you know. I think he used the living seal for that, or his private attorney general seal. No, he had an individual banker seal. Yeah. So he used an individual banker seal, then thumbprint, and then did it that way. But if you have an actual seal, like I said, if you're in the private, kind of like people asking about, well, I won't get into that. But yeah, he used a private seal.
And also another question, also on the 1414. I noticed, do you have to also put a corporate seal in the fix for the corporate individual surety? Because you shouldn't, right? You shouldn't have to do that, right?
Patrick Devine, yeah. I mean, it's to your discretion. You know what I mean? It's like when people sign the back of documents and put their seal, you know, just as in case. You know what I mean? I mean, is someone going to deny you because you put an extra seal? You know?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 That's it. All right. I do. Appreciate it.
No worries. Elle, let's go to you.
Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
Oh, doing super good. It's a sunny day here in Seattle.
Yes, sir. I was just I had just had a couple of things to say and ask. For number one, I sent the $25 for the DIY package, and for I sent it to you,
Great.
and with Cash App. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm focusing. I was looking at your SF30 video before you started this one, so I can catch up because I went on a graduation. But I just need some clarity on the forms because I printed them all out and I'm filling them in as you guys, go on, so I can know what to go there. But you said the payment bond is the 1416. The SF30 is for contracts. And the 1414 is a consent of surety. Now, I wanted to ask you just to clarify something on the 1416 in the type of, I can't see, I'm looking without my glasses, type of organization, individual, joint venture, partnership, corporation, and state of incorporation. I didn't hear you say anything in that particular area. You probably did, and I didn't catch it.
And which form are you speaking of?
The 1416.
Oh.
You just went over it, but I didn't catch that one. That particular box is
Of a state of incorporation.
that one and the one above. Did you guys check anything on those two, or?
Yeah, we went over that. So Patrick Devine, so that's the question I have for you, is
Okay.
on the type of organization Patrick Devine taught about this is he already mentioned that the principal is the individual banker. So what do you think the type of organization would be?
Corporation? I don't know. I'm learning.
Stay high level with me, Elle. High level. Just thinking about it logically. The individual banker is the principal.
Right.
What's the organization?
Partnership?
Think of it high level. The principal is the individual banker. What is the organization?
I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. I
didn't finish looking at the SF30
the private bank.
video. Well, I thought about private bank, but then he said something about private. What was that you said on the individual private? But you said private bank, didn't you?
I said it's the individual banker is Patrick Devine described as the principal. So what is the organization?
Okay, the principal. Okay, the organization would be me, right? Because I'm the private banker.
I don't see a checkbox that says me.
I mean, private banker, yeah.
So what is it?
Private banker.
Where does the checkbox say private banker?
Individual.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
So the individual is the banker, the principal, you saying?
The individual banker is the principal. So what is what is the type of organization?
Individual.
Why is it an individual?
I'm not sure.
It's an individual banker.
I was gonna say that, but I thought you were gonna say something bad.
No. What's a partnership? What's a partnership, Elle? What is a partnership?
Doing business between two people or two organizations.
Good. Now, what is a corporation?
The U.S. corporation, the United States. I mean, our corporations that we do business with. That we do business with.
No, just what is a corporation?
It's an entity.
That's all it is. It's just an entity. When you look at things as people do with many gurus, dude, stay high level. High level is don't try to figure out what to write or how to write it. Just be like, what am I doing? When you say, what am I doing? You'll never mess up on anything, because now you're able to look at it and be like, oh, individual banker. Well, or that's an individual right there for the organization. And then when we're talking about sureties, you're like, oh, the surety. What is the surety? That's the straw man or legal fiction. And you're able to do that in the contract number. All of these forms are very repetitive. They're very repetitive.
And so the on the last page, you said the all caps were the individual surety. But then the corporate surety, was that IES? Do we do anything with the surety A and surety B? I mean, I didn't. I don't mean to be difficult. I'm just don't know.
No, you're fine. Where is A and B?
Corporate sureties, it's right under the individual surety that we did. You said it was all caps. And then right under there is corporate sureties, name and address, surety A.
Oh,
then there's surety B.
Now think high level. Think high level. Here we go.
Here we go.
What? We're here, high level. What's the corporate surety?
That's the straw man. The surety?
There's no corporate surety.
Oh,
We
there
already
is
named
no
only the principal and the individual surety.
Okay, all right. So that would be NA, or you just don't do anything with that?
Yes, Patrick Devine didn't put anything.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Capitolum. Okay, buddy. Great. Go for it.
Hi, I'm getting my name called. Sorry. Go ahead. I was having a conversation. Go ahead. Sorry. What do you need me to do?
Okay. Great. Capitolum, we'll go ahead and do our normal gambit here. Okay. So let's go into now. Let's first off say thank you to everybody on YouTube that was able to join us for our course today, and also to be really understand the vision that we're putting here. And I hope that you do understand the vision, because it's a very important aspect to not get involved with Creditor Academy if you don't agree with our vision, because our vision is not to teach you really how to do anything. It's how to be the boss to control everything. And I think that makes life a lot easier, because now the weight and the responsibility of communications, contracts, running your business full time while you're having your husband or wife or your kids saying, hey, are you almost done with that documentation? Why isn't this discharge? And all that, that responsibility is then lifted because you're organized, you have structure, you have policies, you have procedures, you have staff, you have an organization, you have connections with individuals, you have advisors to be a part of, and you have a structured learning course that we have available here. If you'd like to do the first part of your learning, you can email classes@creditoracademy.com to sign up for our first and only course right now for the structure of your private bank, where I go over live every Wednesday and Friday, the 3 EINs and why Patrick Devine needed them, and how he used them as well. I also have a second course that is now live. You can go ahead and email trust@creditoracademy.com. This is all about business trust. So if you're getting into the private, know how to do your private operations in a business before you go into the private bank. That's where I feel personally where a lot of gurus mislead people, is they try to get you into the private on this side first without having real practice in the business. And that really just sinks the people a lot into some tough situations. We also have the Academy. which we're unveiling here very soon. All of our Academy videos are high production videos. They're very different than how I do my classes here live, but we do professional video editing. We have intros, we do presentations, copyright scripts, and all of that. For those who have signed up for our business trust course and have gotten or soon to receive the business trust videos, they're really professional. They are really high end, and we have some great video editors now here at Creditor Academy, and I'm excited to unveil what these videos look like. Until next time,
I got a sneak preview. They are top notch. The best thing you can get for the bang for your buck.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. I was blown away by. I mean, our video editors are next level. Yeah, so it's great, and you don't have to see me all the time, so it's kind of nice to see someone else. So anyways, on our next God. Yeah, thank God. Thank God. On our next course, we will cover the final GSA form, which will be the SF 1418 of Patrick Devine's final process. Thank you for all watching on YouTube, and I will see you again next time. All right, we're in our private conference.